Attention Firebirds, this is your Captain Yoon speaking. Carnelian and I would like to thank you for joining us on today's fight. The complimentary entertainment is Otaku Time, which can be found on the screens in front of you. In a world full of different hobbies and interests, Otaku Time lets me share some of mine with you, and I hope you'll share some of yours with me in the comments below.
Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to the HeyEunziverse. I'm starting a new Otaku Time series called Mellow Moments. These episodes will consolidate unboxings, LoFi builds, sketches, and whatnot. I felt that it would be more natural to have them together in one vlog instead of having individual videos as I had been doing so far. Hopefully, it'll be more interesting and won't clutter the channel's feed. The theme of this first episode is deep cleaning, the targets being my bedroom and my workroom. I'm a maximalist who tends to push off cleaning for the sake of work, which means that things tend to pile up until I can't take it anymore and I have to spend a whole day, or in this case a whole week, to organize everything into its proper place. So the first order of business was laundry and tackling some unopened packages. If you haven't heard of the artist Liliums or of Lightbox Expo, I'll have them linked below so you can check them out. This is the tote bag that they collabed on for the 2023 event. Oftentimes, my mom spoils me with random things she finds as she runs errands. In this case, she got us matching pairs of these cute slippers. Hers are pink and mine are white. They're super soft and the soles are memory foam. Something that had bothered me for years, that I just didn't give any extra energy to, were these frames I had stacked against a corner of my room. So I finally got around to addressing them. A ton of dust had gathered, so I wiped them all down before wrapping them in paper and bundling them into garbage bags to protect from future dust or bugs. 2 frames showcase Studio Ghibli weapon that I've collected, and the other frames house art prints and posters I've gathered over the years. Let's return a moment to packages that were opened but the contents not dealt with. I'm a Patreon member of Birduyen, whose information I'll also link below. In 2021, she started an alphabet animal series, which is why I joined her Patreon. As a lover of animals and of Birduyen's art style, it was a no-brainer. I organized enamel pins on wrapped canvases, so I took some time to finally pin the last of the alphabet, as well as the new animal biome series she launched a few months ago. I also recently changed my desktop mousepad. As much as I loved seeing the One Piece crew while working on my computer, I was afraid of getting stains on it. There were already some minor scuffs of pen ink that I barely managed to remove with isopropyl alcohol. This was my birthday gift from my parents a few years ago, and it was limited edition. If I ruin it, I wouldn't be able to replace it, so I had to pack it up and get a new mousepad before something bad happened. The new mousepad that I picked off Amazon is great quality and I absolutely love the print. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was the one. I felt like the character mirrors who I am at present, except for the fact that I have 2 dogs and not a cat. Another quick unboxing of some teas I ordered. These are from Harney & Sons and I picked 3. They also included 2 freebies that I'll review in a bit. One is green tea and the other is chamomile. The first tea I picked was this gingerbread one, a black tea with ginger, cinnamon, and molasses. It says, like traditional gingerbread houses, the flavors of cinnamon, ginger, and molasses swirl together in this sweet and spicy blend. I'm a fan of all those ingredients, so I'm sure it'll be delicious. Next, they had an Alice in Wonderland set featuring the Mad Hatter and Alice. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, so I got these more to collect the tins than for the teas themselves. But upon closer inspection, the teas sound extremely tasty. Alice's tea is also a black tea, but with fig, strawberry, and vanilla. This one says, when you simply must have a cup of tea, make it Disney's Alice in Wonderland inspired blend. The wonderful flavors inspired by this timeless classic, including fig and strawberry, will leave you grinning from ear to ear. Well, here's hoping it does. The Mad Hatter's tea is my favorite type of tea, Earl Grey, specifically their Earl Grey Supreme Blend with milky oolong. Doesn't that sound divine? It says, make room at your next tea party for this crazy good Disney's Mad Hatter blend. A classic Earl Grey plus a milky oolong, it pairs nicely with a slice of bread and butter, but only the best butter, of course. I cannot wait to try all of these and I'll let you know what I think when I do. I love tea, but my taste buds are not elevated enough for me to even remotely fathom calling myself a tea connoisseur, so don't get me wrong. I'm just reviewing these as an average Joe. What I will say is that I really love their chamomile blend more than other chamomiles that I've tried like Tea Fortes or Taylor's. Their green tea though, while it was still good, wasn't as good according to my personal preference as some of the other tea brands. It was rather light and I prefer my teas to have a strong flavor to them. Now when you have tea, it's nice to have a snack. So let me sneak in some extra footage I have from January of when my mom and I made popcorn. My brother got this stir-crazy popcorn maker as my mom's Christmas gift, and it was her first time trying it out. A major problem of microwavable popcorn or popping kernels by stovetop is that it's hard to pop all the kernels without burning the popcorn. But this did a pretty dang amazing job of that, and my mom loved it. Now last but not least was repotting some of my bedroom plants. I also got to use this new potting mat for the first time. It's large and in charge, easy to clean, and easy to store away. If you do plant chores inside and you don't have a potting mat like this, I highly recommend. The first plant I needed to address was this Hoya melliflua. With several of my plants, I noticed root mealies, and this one was also a victim. While I did try to eradicate them without repotting, it just wasn't doing anything. It didn't help that this was in a glass vessel, which has much less airflow than plastic does, so mold was also starting to build up. When I unpotted the plant, I washed all the leca with insecticidal soap several times. I then soaked it in isopropyl alcohol for a bit before rinsing them off for a final time. When I inspected the roots of the plant, there were some that had rotted and some that were healthy, but the section of stem where all the roots were coming from was slowly rotting. So I decided to chop above the stem, which removed the entire root system, and start over as a huge cutting. I've done this a few times with other plants that had severe cases of root mealies, so I'm confident that it'll make it through. I left the stem to dry for a bit before coating it in rooting hormone and potting it up in a plastic container. The second repot was for this Dischidia ruchifolia, or Million Hearts Dischidia. It has been growing happily and just needed to be in a bigger pot. This is obviously the green form, and I hope to add the variegated version to my collection one day. To finish off the episode, let's take a look at some houseplant happenings. First off, this Alocasia Regal Shields. It's down to one leaf after getting root mealies and being repotted, but at least hasn't died back to the corm. Fingers crossed that I get a new leaf soon. Second are these two Monstera deliciosas. I'm pretty poor at dealing with the Monstera genus, and these two are no exception. So fingers crossed I figure out how to grow them better. Up next, my begonias have grown so much since I last featured them in the species spotlight. At that time, I thought I was going to lose all my plants, but now they're huge and thriving. In contrast, my Hoya Croniana Super Silver is also dealing with root mealies and root rot, but hopefully we're on the road to recovery. I hope you enjoyed this style of video, and I hope to share more mellow moments with you moving forward. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
As we come in for a landing, Carnia and I hope you had as much fun as we did on today's adventure. Until next launch, let's stay connected.